Okay, so I had some requests for people. They wanted to know how I'm making these little orky plates. This white stuff here is called plasticard. It's wonderful stuff. You can get it from any hobby store, Hobby Lobby. I prefer the kind that has these little grid lines built into them because you can just snap them to the size that you want. But even if it's not, doesn't have snapping, it's really easy to cut because once you scour it with your hobby knife, it'll just snap to the right shape. So once you have the shape that you want, then you want to give it some texture because there's a big difference between that and this. This looks very orky, looks very just chopped up by, grot slave labor. And people were asking, how do I do that? Well, it's actually really easy. So all I do is I just take my hobby knife and I start cutting into it. I do kind of three different kinds of cuts. I'll do a shallow cut like this, which kind of gives it like a longer part with a longer groove. But it's also important to just cut a piece out of it. And as long as you're not following any kind of pattern, it's really not as hard as you might think. And it's okay to be kind of aggressive about it. You're just chopping in here. As long as there's no, don't fall into the mistake of doing, oh, okay, little cut, big cut, little cut, big cut. Don't do stuff like that. Just cut. If you find an area is a little too regular, just go in and make some changes so that it has less, see, like right here, it looks a little too patterny, a little too symmetrical. So I'm just gonna go in there and really chop that bit there. See, now it looks more. By the way, you can also just use your knife to just score it like that. Although I find that doesn't really show up that well after you paint it. All of this scoring stuff is gonna make a big mess on your desk. So if you've got pets or little ones that might eat the little plasticky bits, you're gonna have to set some time aside to clean up. And if you've got a significant other who doesn't appreciate tons of little white pieces of plastic all over her floor, then I would vacuum when you're done so that she doesn't know. So right there you've got nice and scored. Just do that all the way around and then you can glue it on and you've got yourself a nice looking orky armor panel.